Hello friends, let's learn about creating advanced applications using scripting techniques as a part of our Design Studio 1.6. This is Unit 4. So in this unit we will learn about the scripting techniques, how we can use a script in this Design Studio applications. So let's continue. First lesson is about introducing the script editor. What is a script and how the script editor can be used. So Design Studio provides a scripting engine and a editor, so it is very powerful editor. We can say it has flexible definition of interaction between components. It is easy to use scripting wizard. It is and JavaScript based command editor. So whoever knows JavaScript, they will better understand this scripting, and it will be very easy to learn. There is a control space. If you give if you click control and space button on our keyboard, then it will give the help information like in shown in here. Then it will also show the display the live data for selection. It has built-in documentation for the script API, means we can go through that script API documentation and then can learn there. There is automatic check for correctness of the script as well. So if there is an error, then it will show a red mark there, so that it will be easy to rectify the errors while writing the code itself. So this is a script editor we see, and the help file and there. Okay, what are the basic assumptions? Means the while writing the script, so we write the scripts in true subset of the JavaScript standard. So and why JavaScript is chosen for this scripting? Because it can be executed on both browser and on the server, and it is relatively easy to learn than other scripting languages, and it is sufficiently powerful to build our applications. And it is not a fully JavaScript, it is a subset so of the JavaScript, because full JavaScript is a bit complex and there is no type support, data type supports, and some constructs can be dangerous like endless loop or that like that. So and Design Studio can validate all scripts. So that's why it is a subset of JavaScript is being used. So these are the other assumptions, that is it is not a total JavaScript being used, it is a subset of JavaScript, and it is being used because it can be executed on both browser and on server. There is a push model technique being used while designing scripts, or it uses push model, means it push data to components rather than taking the data from components. It is different from data bound, because components and two dashboard formulas where components pull data from data sources, while the scripts push data to components. So whatever the components be, other components like it pulls the data from data sources, while the scripts push the data to components, because it has clear semantic and easier to understand in more complex scenarios. Now, what are the statement types? Means in scripting there must be some component statement types, means we need to write. So three statement types: call statement, then conditional execution statement, and assignment statement. Call statement means whenever we need to call some method, like uh, we need to change the chart type or set a filter for a dimension, then we can specify component dot method, and then we can specify arguments. This is a basic syntax for it. Then conditional is execution statement is if then and else. So if we wanted to specify some condition, and there in that condition, if that condition satisfies, then we need to perform some operation, then we can use if then else. Then assignment statements, this is for assigning values to the variable, or we can create a new variable and give the value to that particular variable. So this is assignment statements, like it will have var, then variable is equal to expression, or variable is equal to directly an expression, means whatever we specify. How to write a call statement means, so the syntax is component, this is a component, method, argument. So what is the component? Component can be anything, means which should be influenced, means on which we need to perform an action. DS1 is suppose data source, or application is a particular complete application, or tab strip is one more component. Like that, means we can have other components as well. And in method, means what we need to specify, means for ds1 dot set filter, suppose for data source we need to specify some filter condition, then we can use set filter function. Application, suppose on application we need to have a open prompt dialog, we need to open, then we can use that. Then set selected tab index, tab strip, we can use this. So what details we need to do it, means these are the arguments which we need to specify. While specifying set filter, we can give dimension or filter value. Then in this, if you want to open a prompt, then what would be the size of that prompt, width and height we need to specify. And in tab strip, if you want to set selected tab index, then what is the tab index we need to set, so that value we need to specify. Okay, so coming to the script editor and help functions, how this script editor works. So it has automatic syntax checks. If you see, this has automatic syntax, means if there is something which is not given, suppose this statement is not having the semicolon at the end of line, then it will give a mark, a red mark here. And it will also, if you mouse over here, then it will show mismatch input, like that. Then display of additional information. If you see ds1 dot set filter, we can if we click on this, and if we keep the mouse pointer for some time here, it will show the information of that particular line. So in this connection, means it will say what is the connection, what is the data source, and what are the type, means it is query, like that. Okay, then one more thing, like means control plus space is one more helpful information, means whenever we type anything, and after that if we press control key and space key, then it will show all the possible options available there. If you see, this is after ds1, this is data source dot, whatever the functions available for this data source, it will give display here, and also it will display the help information as well. So just to understand, means for what purpose this function is being used. So it would be very easy to code our functionality. Now type system means type means data types. What are the data types? Means all programming language must have some concepts of types, like data types, integer, string. So in DesignStudio as well, there are primitive types: integer, 2 bytes, 8 bytes, 6 plus 4 bytes, string, like this is a small hello, you are there, like that, means. And boolean, true false, like that. This is an example, means how we can use bi types: dimension, member, filter, member, presentation, chart types. So these are the bi types. Now how to specify filter values. Suppose we want to specify filter values for a data source one. So set filter, then we need to specify dimension and filter selection. So single member, we can specify internal key as a DEC. This is the value for country. Then multiple single members. So if you want to specify multiple values, then we can give a square bracket and we can add that values here. If you want to give some intervals, like, then we can use this curly bracket with the JSON format, low, then colon 0. Like if you want to specify a range, like means interval, like means this is a 0 is low and high is 10. Then open range. So low and high range, if you want to specify, then we can say like this is high range. And if you want to combination of multiple single members intervals, so this also we can specify here. It's combination of this interval and open range. Then hierarchy nodes, it will be like this, which will be prefixed the internal fully component format, and then node we can specify. Now script validation means as and when we type the script in this script editor, and suppose it gives error, but we directly close the script editor, then it will in the script problems window, it will show the errors. Suppose there is some semicolon is missing at some particular line location, so then it will specify the line 2, and where, on select, on which component, and what is the application name, like that. So this is very useful. means it is has log alert, means everything, means it has. So it is very useful to trace out our errors, means if there are any errors. So it has the script reader validation. Okay, so that's what about the script editor. Let's move to lesson 2, which is define the navigation behavior of the basic components. So first component is button. So what button enables users to interact within the applications? To do this, we can just add a script to buttons on click property. So this is button, and on click we wanted to have some action to be performed. Suppose I want there is a cross tab, and if this is a button, I wanted to export this data to Excel. So I can just write on click event on this button that export to Excel. So this is the use of button. Then these are the generic navigation components: drop down, list box, radio button, checkbox. So drop down is to allows to select single value. List box is to allow multiple values to select. Then radio button, we can just select a single value out of two. Then checkbox, we can have multiple values to be selected from this. So these are the generic navigation components. So this generic navigation component. So suppose this is a drop down. In this drop down there is a edit item, means if you click on this, this is designer can see, this is the end users can see. So designers can add it like value, and then text, the text which users wanted to see, or default value, like that we can specify. And this can be done via, so once we specify, we can get the values into different field as well, like ds1 and dot get member list command. So and then we can define, so how we can define the action. See, define the items for the components. This is items property, suppose this is values, and we want to get the values from this drop down. First we need to add the values, and then we need to get the values to. So how we can do this? So this is the value, drop down one dot set items. If you want to add values in this, then we can say set items from ds1 data source get members list 0 division. So this is the division dimension. From there I wanted to add these values, and internal key we can specify, this is the value. Member display text, this is the value we need to specify. And all, if you see, means we can add all as a top value if you want to select for all countries. So this is the way we can do it. And define the action that should be executed on select property. Suppose we wanted to select, like get these values from this drop down, then we can set the filter and drop down one dot get selected value. So in that way we'll get these values from this drop down. So this is the use of drop down. Now coming to checkbox, so checkbox enables users to interact within the application. We can just add script to on select property of the checkbox component. So this is a script editor, and we can add, means this is a property. We can, when we click on this, the script editor opens, and we can add the code for that checkbox. Then coming to date field, this is a date field where we can add this date whenever, if you want to specify, give the calendar control to the users to enter the date. Uh, Suppose start date or end date we need to specify, we can just give this component to the users to display it here. So this is the date, and when we click on this, it get open. On select, we can add some events when this date is selected, same like other components. Then input field is like this, a text box where we can enter some values. Suppose we want users to write some specific context in the input field at runtime, and we based on that runtime values we can get some results. So that way we can use this input data field. We can specify some values if you want. Users can override that at runtime. Then coming to how to write a conditional execution statements. So if then else is being used for conditional execution. There are other for each statement as well. So suppose this is if, this is a condition, or this is condition, this is second condition. If this these two are true, then perform this statement, all else it goes to the else part. So this is about conditional execution. So this comes in BI tools preferences option. Whenever we wanted to use a conditional statement, execution statement, just select all these options from the preferences and it will appear. Means we can use in the scripting. Okay, so that's it about this first two lessons about this unit. The remaining unit I will be lessons will be covering in the next video. So in this video we learn about the script editor and different navigation components like a button, a drop down, list box, checkbox, and then a date field like that. So I hope you have understood this. If you have any questions, then please put it in the comment section. Please like my video if you like it, and subscribe to my channel as well, so that you will get to know about my next video posting. Thank you for watching.